So the matchup between the Raiders and the Patriots just ended, y'all, and I can't even tell you how excited I am for this Week 1 matchup for the Chargers already because the way our backups look, just our backups look, going up against starters, getting a sack on Mac Jones, Coots going out to Tashawn Bowser, Masterson getting an interception on Mac Jones, and then our offense was able to click. They were able to move the ball down the field. We're able to get some touchdowns and finish drives. Although we did settle for some field goals, we're going to talk about all that in this video, y'all, and some guys that we may have surprise cuts, and also some players I think we shouldn't even consider keeping over others because honestly, I think some of these players on this team already locked in, like a Brandon Bolin, and some people talk about a Matt Collins, but we'll talk about it more, man. If y'all can't make a play, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and stay tuned, y'all. Let's get it. So first things first, man, we're going to talk about this offense and how the first drive we seem to stall a lot in the preseason. I would have liked to see us go out there and score on the opening drive, but that's okay because I feel like our quarterback too and Jarrett Stidham is going to be solid, man. I know a lot of people didn't like Nick Mullins, but in my mind, I just felt that we traded for Stidham. He knows the scheme, and although he did have that one game to where he looked iffy against the Dolphins, these past couple weeks, he actually went out there and played really well. Excuse me, not the Dolphins, the Vikings, but against the Dolphins and today against the Patriots, he looked pretty solid. And I see why we were able to keep him and why Josh McDaniels wants him to be that quarterback too. He shows a lot of promise, quick decision making today. He was comfortable, and I think that's going to be great for us in the long term, just in case we need some car insurance. Now, talking about car insurance, let's go to the offensive line. And we've seen Alex Leatherwood go in there late, guys, at the right tackle position, continue to get beat. So, I'm not even going to talk about getting beat because this is beating a dead horse. Talking about Alex Leatherwood, I think we understand the circumstances, and I'm going to move on because outside of that, I think we look solid on the offensive line. I know Colton Miller wasn't out there, but a lot of our guys that are projected starters do look pretty solid. Now, let's talk about the wide receiver room because this is really a crucial spot that I really want to touch on to get my opinion because I know a lot of people like Matt Collins. People say he's a special team ace and then that he's going to be starting. I've heard that he's going to be starting. I don't know if that's true or not, but if he is, I'd be disappointed. I'd be honest. I'm not a big fan of Matt Collins. He just came out of nowhere and he's literally shown us nothing. He's shown us nothing in this entire season. And for some reason, it seems like a lot of Raider fans are sold on him. Like, I'm not buying it, and I'm not saying he's a bad player either. Let me back off a little bit and have a disclaimer. I'm not saying he's a bad player or he shouldn't make the roster, but depending on how many wide receivers we keep, I feel like there's other guys out there that would give us a lot more potential being our wide receiver number 2 next to Devontae Adams. Like, think about it. You want to have Matt Collins and Devontae Adams in your top 2 receivers and then Renfrow in the slot? I feel like we could do way better than having Matt Collins. But that's just my personal opinion. You guys can let me know about the wide receiver spot. Who do you think should start at number 2? There's Keelan Cole. There's also DJ Turner out there, Tyron Johnson. I've seen Dylan Stoner out there today as well. And speaking of wide receivers, Isaiah Zuber. Wide receiver then goes out there and get an interception while playing safety for a snap. I don't even know what that was about. But, hey, shout out to him, man, because that was crazy to see. And speaking of defense, I think this is a good time to turn the tables and talk about that side of the ball because our linebacker core is looking fantastic. Denzel Perriman, I know, is our starter. Jayon Brown, Devon Diablo, but Luke Masterson, safety, the linebacker from Wake Forest to the Raiders. Then you have Darian Butler, who was a former player for our current linebacker coach at Arizona. So you see that chemistry there, and they're just able to transition pretty nicely. And I think it's all because of our coaching. They're able to scheme these guys up very well. And Masterson has to get a lot of credit because he's been wearing the green dot, communicating with his defense, and being able to have them in rhythm. He goes out, gets an interception today. He's been blowing up in the run game. So I think that's a guy that's going to be part of this Raiders future as far as the defense is concerned. I think Darian Butler will be as well, depending on how many linebackers we keep. Those two definitely got to make the team. I like those guys. They're young. They should have a future with us. Let's keep an eye on that. But moving on outside of that, our defensive line and our edge position showing up. Malcolm Kuntz, real deal. I'm not even going to talk about it. Him and Max Crosby in the future, when Chandler Jones leaves, whatever happens with that situation, we have a young guy in Kuntz that will pair up with Crosby, and it's going to be crazy, man. I can't wait for that duo. We know he's the real deal. But speaking about the edge, is Tashawn Bowers. He's got to find a spot on this roster. Cleveland Farrell is going to have to take a back seat to him, in my opinion, because he's showing production. And all we can really go off of is the production. So Cleveland Farrell, even though he's still probably be on this team, Bowers got to be ahead of him. I mean, let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Bowers and Cleveland Farrell competition, or where they should be on the depth chart. Now, moving along, you have the D tackle spot. We looked a little better, but I think we're still rusty in the D tackle spot. I'm not going to continue to hound on this, but the two rookies, Farrell and Butler, can step up a little bit more. I definitely would like to see more from those two, but our defense in general looks good. An MVP, though. If I had to say there was an MVP on this defense right now, the entire preseason, it would probably be Masterson. But let's talk about another guy that would be a nominee, and that would be DeMarcus Webb. He's been playing pretty well, honestly, in this entire preseason. He got to get a shout out because he comes up with big hits, forcing a fumble. It should have been a touchdown last game. And then today's game, he's able to win in coverage downfield, break up a few passes, and then make a crucial stop on third down. That's a guy that we definitely have to keep an eye on, because Amik Robertson, in my opinion, is on the bubble. And if you have to choose between Webb and Robertson, who are you guys going to choose? Let me know in the comments on that one, because I think Webb definitely gets the nod in that respects. Now, let's talk about the special teams, because we have a few guys like in the wide receiver room that may have to be on this team, man, because of special teams and because of what they could do as a wide receiver, like DJ Turner. DJ Turner goes out there, proves again that he's able to be versatile in the special teams game and in the offense, but also shows off some strength, man. And that's really what I wanted to see, is how strong is he, because he does look like a smaller guy on the field. He's a little bit shorter, but the dude is like 200 pounds at like 5'8". So him going out there and being able to show that toughness and drive through his legs, I was definitely happy to see, because some people said he was a miniature Deebo Samuel. And actually, after seeing him today, you could potentially see something like that out of this Raiders team. Josh McDaniels implementing something for him. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this regular season, how it's going to kick off, on how the roster is going to shape up. Let me know down in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button, make a play, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Check out Redemption Brand as well, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time, y'all ready to take.